The village of Elderglade sits nestled within the dense, whispering woods of Elden Forest, a place where time itself seems to weave in and out like threads of gossamer under a moonlit sky. The air is thick with the earthy scent of ancient pines and the soft murmur of streams hidden beneath veils of mist. You hear tales told in hushed voices of the forest's secrets, songs of beings that once walked its paths when the world was new. It is here, under the boughs of these sentient trees, that your journey begins. The morning fog lingers low as you approach the Elderglade. A missive had found its way to your hands, a letter penned in frantic scrawl from a scholar known as Alaric, who resides in the heart of this quaint settlement. His words spoke of a discovery, an artifact unearthed in the ruins of the old temple at the forest's edge. He implores assistance, fearing the relic's dark purpose and its whispering promises of power. You step into the village square, the cobblestones slick with dew, and find Alaric pacing like a caged animal outside his modest abode, a thatched cottage encircled by luminescent mushrooms that glow faintly in the dawn light. His eyes, wide with anxiety, lock onto yours as you approach. "Thank the gods you have come," he breathes, ushering you inside with trembling hands. The room is cluttered with stacks of parchment and the acrid scent of burning sage, a vain attempt to ward off whatever darkness he has awakened. "The artifact," he starts, gesturing to a table where it rests beneath a gauzy cloth. It speaks, it listens. You peel back the covering to reveal an object of haunting beauty and dread, a crystalline orb, swirling with shadows and flecks of light, its surface etched with runes that shift like liquid under your gaze. A chill seeps into your bones, as if the room has grown colder in its presence. Alaric explains, his voice a tremor of excitement and fear. "I found it in the crypt of Eris, beneath the old temple ruins. It was buried with a host of warding sigils. I fear it may be a remnant of the Elden Age, a time when mortals dared to commune with gods." As he speaks, the orb pulses gently, a rhythm like a heartbeat. You feel its pull, a seductive promise of forgotten knowledge and untapped power. Yet with it comes an underlying threat, a warning that echoes in the hollow recesses of your mind. Your mission is clear. Venture into the Elden Forest, uncover the truth of the orb, and determine its purpose before it can unleash whatever malevolence it harbors. The path ahead is shrouded in mystery and peril, with the forest itself a living tapestry of magic and danger. Outside, a gale stirs the canopy, the trees whispering secrets in a language only they might understand. Prepare yourself, for the forest is a labyrinth of shadow and light, and not all who enter find their way again. The scent of moss and decay fills the air as leaves crunch beneath your feet. You begin your journey deeper into the heart of Elden Forest, aware that the unseen eyes of the wild are upon you. With every step, the presence of the orb lingers in your mind, a silent companion whispering hymns of ancient power. The path is fraught with challenges unknown. Creatures stir beyond the veil of branches, and you are keenly aware that the forest guards its secrets jealously. From the edge of the village, you look back once to see Alaric watching, a lone figure against the dawn, his hope pinned on your resolve. You venture onward, the echoes of Elderglade fading behind you, the promise of adventure and the specter of danger urging you into the depths. As you delve deeper into Elden Forest, the ancient woods become an enigma of sights and sounds. The canopy above closes in, casting dappled patterns of light across the forest floor, while the air grows cooler, infused with the crisp aroma of cedar and the sweet scent of blooming nightshade. It feels as though the forest itself breathes in time with your movements, a living, conscious entity. The path twists and turns like a serpent, each bend revealing more of the forest's secrets. To your left, a brook babbles with laughter, its waters clear and glistening under the scant light. To your right, the haunting call of a night bird echoes, a sound both beautiful and mournful. You feel the weight of the orb in your pack, an ever-present reminder of your purpose. As the sun climbs higher, painting the sky with strokes of gold and crimson, you come upon a clearing where sunlight spills like liquid fire. Here, the ruins of the old temple lay scattered, stone pillars entwined with vines, and the remnants of carved reliefs peering through the wild growth like ghostly sentinels. A gentle breeze stirs, carrying with it the faint, metallic tang of hidden enchantments. It is in this sacred space that you pause to gather your thoughts, the orb's whispers mingling with the rustle of leaves. You sense a presence, ancient and watchful, tugging at the edges of your perception. The air crackles with energy, and you realize that the forest itself is attuned to the artifact, its power resonating with something deep within the earth. As you move among the ruins, running your fingers over the worn stone, you discover a series of glyphs carved into the temple's foundations. They tell a fragmented story of the Elden Age, of a time when the ancients sought to harness the divine essence, a period marred by ambition and downfall. Your fingers tingle as you trace the lines, feeling the magic that still lingers there, dormant but potent. Suddenly, a sharp sound breaks the silence, a snapping twig, followed by the low growl of a creature not of this realm. From the shadows, a wolf steps forward, its eyes glowing with an unnatural light, fur bristling with arcing tendrils of energy. You feel the air grow heavy, charged with magic. This is no ordinary beast. It is a guardian, bound to protect the secrets of the forest. You draw your blade, the steel singing as it leaves its sheath. The wolf snarls, a guttural sound that reverberates through the clearing. You must decide, stand your ground and face the creature, or seek another way around. The forest holds its breath, awaiting your choice as time stretches thin. As you prepare for confrontation, remember, the forest is alive and aware. You can almost feel its heartbeat in the air, the ancient power coursing through its roots and branches. This guardian is but one of many trials you will face. With determination in your heart, you ready yourself for the battle, knowing that every decision will shape the course of your journey through this sacred land. Will you show mercy and seek harmony with the forest, or will you fight and carve your path through its mysteries? The choice is yours, and it will echo throughout the Elden Forest, binding you ever closer to its ancient heart. The confrontation with the guardian wolf leaves the air humming with tension. Steel meets fur and fang in a dance of survival, each clash punctuated by the whisper of the ancient trees. As you stand amidst the ruins, the forest closes in around you, a silent audience to the duel between man and beast. In the struggle, you find yourself drawing not only on your martial prowess, but also on an instinctual connection with the forest, a bond that goes deeper than mere survival. The orb pulses in your pack, swirling shadows within its depths responding to your courage, feeding you glimpses of paths unseen. With a final decisive strike, you manage to subdue the creature, but choose to spare its life, recognizing the sacred duty it holds. The wolf, understanding your intent, backs away slowly, its eyes meeting yours with a glimmer of respect before it vanishes into the underbrush. a living specter returning to the fold of the woods. In the wake of the battle, you are left with a newfound understanding of the forest's guardians. It is not merely protection they offer, but a test of your worthiness to tread these hallowed grounds. Blood pumps through your veins, adrenaline fading as the sounds of the forest return, the song of birds and the rustle of leaves a balm to your battle-weary soul. As you resume your exploration, the forest seems to guide you, branches parting to reveal a narrow trail leading deeper into its heart. The light shifts overhead, a kaleidoscope of brilliant hues filtering down through the canopy, as if the heavens themselves are watching your journey. You follow the path with careful steps, your senses sharp to any sign of danger or hidden truths. Ahead, the path splits into three, each leading into the shadowed depths that whisper of different stories. The left trail is bathed in a soft luminescence, the scent of jasmine and night flowers hanging heavy in the air. The right is darker, its way obscured with thick mists and the distant sound of running water. The middle path is straight and narrow, lined with stones that hum with an ancient melody, a siren's call of forgotten lore. You must choose wisely. Each path holds its own perils and promises. The orb's whispers grow stronger, urging you to listen not just with your ears, but with your heart and mind. You feel the weight of the decision, knowing that once set upon, the journey may yield answers or lead you further into the enigma of this place. Trust in your instincts, adventurer. This forest, though arcane and formidable, holds a wisdom that seeks to be rediscovered. Your spirit is the key that can unlock its many mysteries, and each choice made here is a step towards unraveling the veils shrouding the purpose of the artifact you carry. As the forest breathes around you, the choice is poised like an arrow on a bowstring, ready to fly. The world holds its breath, awaiting your decision amidst the symphony of life that resonates with every pulse of your determined heart. Choose and let the path reveal its truth. The decision made, you set your sights on the path veiled in mists, drawn by the promise of hidden waters and the mysteries they might reveal. Your feet fall softly upon the earth, the air thick with anticipation, as if the forest itself holds its breath in sacred silence. The mist coils about you, cool and damp, each step taking you further into the unknown. The path winds through the dense underbrush, where the forest seems to grow taller and darker, the canopy above tangled in a web of shadows. You push forward, aware of the orb nestled in your pack, its presence a steady pulse matching the rhythm of your heart. The forest is alive with sound, the distant trill of unseen creatures, and the gentle rustling of leaves swaying in a breeze that carries the scent of damp earth and moss. Emerging from the swirling mists, you find yourself standing at the edge of a glade, a place of serene beauty and hidden danger. Before you lies a shimmering pool of water, its surface mirroring the fractured light of the heavens above. The air here is different, laced with magic so potent it hums against your skin. The orb at your side shivers in response, as though recognizing its kin. Stepping closer, you notice that the pool's water flows with a strange luminescence, and from its depths rises an ethereal song, a melody that tugs at the edges of memory, both haunting and familiar. It speaks of times long past, of eras when magics were young and the bonds between worlds were stronger. As you reach the water's edge, you catch a glimpse of movement beneath the surface. Shapes, blurred and indistinct, shift like shadows caught in moonlight. They are the echo of spirits, bound to this place by the same enchantment that keeps the forest alive and vibrant. This is the Whispering Glade, a nexus of ancient power and lost souls. Suddenly, the song shifts, its tone becoming urgent, imploring. The orb pulses in time with the melody, vibrating in resonance as a vision takes hold of your mind. You see flashes of a time when the orb was whole, a core of pure light surrounded by others like it, each a facet of a greater whole. Together, they held the balance between realms, a fragile peace that shattered when greed and ambition sundered them. The vision fades, leaving you with a sense of longing and an understanding of the orb's purpose. It is a beacon, a key to restoring what was lost. But its power alone is incomplete. You must find its counterparts, scattered and hidden, to restore the balance and prevent the encroaching darkness from seeping into the world. As you ponder this revelation, a ripple disturbs the tranquil surface of the pool. A figure emerges from the water, an apparition with eyes like stars, their form flickering as if caught between worlds. They speak in a voice like rustling leaves and distant thunder, their words echoing in the glade's sacred space. "The way forward is perilous, seeker," they intone, their gaze meeting yours with solemn reverence. The other shards are guarded by those who would see them remain hidden. To find them, you must confront what lies in the shadows of your own heart. The specter raises a hand, gesturing to a path where the mist parts as if by an unseen hand. Follow the water's course, trust in the light you carry, and you may yet find what you seek. With those words, the apparition dissolves, leaving the glade silent once more, save for the gentle lapping of water against the shore. You stand there, the weight of the task before you a tangible chain. The path beyond is fraught with uncertainty, yet the call of the orb is undeniable, a siren's call pulling you toward destiny. The forest whispers around you, an orchestra of ancient voices urging you onward. Strengthening your resolve, you step onto the path revealed by the apparition, the way forward illuminated by the faint glow of the orb. With each step, you draw closer to the unknown, aware that the forest and its mysteries are far from done with you. The stage is set, the path charted by fate, and the story unfolds under the watchful eyes of ancestors long past. You press forward, ready to face whatever challenge the forest has yet to reveal. Heart. The path beyond the whispering glade winds deeper into the heart of Elden Forest, where the trees grow ancient and gnarled, their branches weaving a tapestry of shadows that dance across your path. The air is thick with the scent of pine and earth, mingling with the faint aroma of something otherworldly, a reminder of the magic that saturates this place. As you follow the course of the water, the forest begins to change, its canopy closing overhead, casting everything in a twilight gloom. The only light comes from the orb, which pulses with a soft, steady glow, guiding you as if it remembers the way. It whispers again, an urgent melody that tugs at your soul, a plea for reunion with its lost kin. In the distance, the low rumble of a waterfall echoes through the trees, growing louder with each step you take. You quicken your pace, heart pounding in time with the cascading water. The path opens into a clearing, dominated by the sight of a waterfall tumbling over jagged rocks into a serene pool below. Mist rises from the churning water, catching the light in a kaleidoscope of colors. Your eyes are drawn to the base of the waterfall, where a hidden cave mouth yawns wide, half concealed by a curtain of ivy and shadow. It beckons with an air of foreboding, the promise of secrets long buried within its depths. The orb's light flickers, hinting at the presence of another shard somewhere beyond the veil of darkness. You stand at the threshold of the cave, the roar of the waterfall constant in your ears. The decision before you is clear. Enter the sanctum and uncover its mysteries, or turn back and risk leaving the forest's secrets undiscovered. The orb whispers insistently, urging you forward, its need aligning with your own desire for answers. Steeling yourself, you step into the cave, the air growing cooler and damper as you move away from the light. Darkness enfolds you as the entrance fades from sight, but you press on, hand brushing against the rough stone wall for guidance. The orb provides a soft luminescence, revealing glimpses of ancient carvings etched into the rock, symbols of protection and warning, remnants of the sanctum's forgotten guardians. As you delve deeper, you sense a change in the air, a shift in the very fabric of reality. Like the breath before a storm, the orb pulses urgently, its whispers rising to a crescendo, when suddenly the ground beneath your feet trembles. The faintest of whispers echoes through the cavern, growing louder until it resolves into a voice, cold and demanding. Who dares disturb the sanctum? The voice demands, resonating through the chamber. It is a presence that seeps into your very bones, ancient and filled with a power that defies comprehension. You feel its scrutiny as if unseen eyes weigh your every move, each breath. You must respond, for silence is not an option. Taking a deep breath, you announce your purpose, your voice steady and clear despite the uncertainty that churns within. I seek to understand and restore the balance, you declare. Knowing the truth is your only shield. The silence stretches until the voice returns, a low rumble like distant thunder. Very well, seeker. Prove your worth, and the path shall be revealed. The ground shudders once more, and from the shadows emerge the guardians of the sanctum, figures cloaked in shadow, their forms indistinct yet menacing, eyes glowing with ethereal light. They move with a grace that belies their ominous presence, advancing on you with weapons drawn. The air is electric, charged with the promise of confrontation. You ready yourself, drawing upon every ounce of skill and courage, prepared to face this new trial. The guardians circle, their movements synchronized, as if part of a larger design. The orb pulses rapidly at your side, its energy flowing into you, bolstering your resolve. You stand ready, knowing that this battle is but another step on the journey toward unraveling the mysteries of the forest and the power it holds. The stakes are high, the challenge daunting, but within your grasp lies the potential for redemption and discovery. The air crackles, the guardians poise to strike, and the echoes of the ancients whisper through the cavern as the fight begins. The battle unfolds in the dim heart of the sanctum, shadows flickering across the damp stone walls as you face the guardians, beings crafted from a melding of magic and darkness, their forms shifting like smoke caught in moonlight. They encircle you, moving with the precision of dancers in a deadly ballet, each step echoing with the weight of eons. Your pulse races, adrenaline coursing through your veins as you parry and strike, the clash of weapons ringing out like a symphony of steel. The orb at your side pulses in rhythm with the battle, its whispers a constant companion, guiding your movements with instinctual precision. A step to the side, dodging the downward arc of a spectral blade, and you counter with a swift strike, your blade finding purchase in the ephemeral form of a guardian. It wavers, the light in its eyes dimming as it dissipates into wisps of shadow. Yet, there are more, their spectral forms reforming with relentless determination. You draw on the power within, a connection that goes deeper than flesh and bone, a harmony with the forest itself, the ancient magic of the orb flowing through you like a river. Each movement becomes a part of the greater whole, a dance of survival and purpose. As you fight, the voice from the sanctum reverberates once more, a presence watching and weighing your every action. Remember, Seeker, the essence of balance is not mastering the darkness, but understanding it. With those words, clarity dawns upon you, a realization that your journey is not merely about conquering the shadows, but embracing the duality within. The Guardians, too, are part of the forest's equilibrium, their existence intertwined with that of the light. Armed with this insight, you alter your approach, weaving through the Guardians' attacks with newfound understanding. Instead of striking to destroy, you maneuver to disrupt their coordination. Each move a step toward restoring balance rather than sowing discord. Gradually, the Guardians begin to falter, their forms flickering as the magic binding them loosens. One by one they dissipate, their essence returning to the sanctum like leaves falling in a gentle breeze. The cavern grows still, the silence a testament to your victory, the air charged with the residue of ancient power as the last of the Guardians vanishes. The cavern opens before you, revealing a hidden chamber bathed in an ethereal glow. At its center stands a pedestal, upon which rests a shard of crystalline light, the counterpart to the orb you carry, its luminescence casting intricate patterns across the stone floor. You step forward, drawn by the shard's allure, and as your fingers close around it, a surge of energy courses through you, the orb and shard resonating in harmonious union. Together, they sing of unity and renewal, a melody that echoes in the depths of your soul. The sanctum's voice speaks once more, softer now, like the gentle touch of a breeze. You have proven your worth, Seeker. The path to restoration is within your grasp. But beware. The darkness that seeks to claim this power is not vanquished. It waits, biding its time. As the words fade, the chamber quakes, stones shifting as the sanctum's magic begins to unravel. The ground beneath your feet trembles, and you realize that the cave is collapsing, the ancient energies destabilized by your actions. There is no time to linger. Clutching the shard and orb close, you make your way toward the entrance, the path fraught with the echoes of shifting stone. The roar of the waterfall grows louder, a beacon guiding you back to the surface, where the light of the forest awaits. You emerge from the cave, breathless and triumphant, the waterfall's mist a refreshing balm against your skin. Yet, as you stand at the edge of the clearing, you feel a new presence, an ominous darkness watching from the shadows, its malevolent intent palpable in the air. The balance has shifted, and with it, a new threat is born. Your journey is far from over, for the forest holds more secrets, and the shadows will not rest until they lay claim to the power you seek to restore. The stakes have never been higher, and the path ahead is shrouded in uncertainty. Prepare yourself, for the final confrontation looms on the horizon, a reckoning that will determine the fate of Elden Forest and the world beyond. Emerging from the cave's maw, you are greeted by a world transformed. The forest, once a sanctuary of ancient whispers and verdant calm, now simmers with a restless energy, a tension that ripples through the trees like a shiver along a spine. Overhead, the sky has darkened, clouds swirling in ominous spirals, as though stirred by a brewing storm. The air thrums with anticipation, a storm not of weather, but of fate approaching. The shard and orb rest heavy in your grasp, their combined resonance a beacon that seems to pulse in tune with the forest's anxious heart. The path behind you has collapsed, severing your connection to the sanctum, but fortifying your resolve. Now, only the way forward remains, a journey to confront the darkness that has stalked you since the beginning. You move with purpose, retracing your steps through the Elden Forest, the familiar trail now fraught with an undercurrent of dread. The trees lean closer, their branches whispering secrets you cannot quite decipher, the forest itself urging you onward. As you approach the village of Elderglade, the first signs of distress greet you. The air is thick with the acrid scent of smoke, and the distant cries of villagers echo through the trees, a village under siege. Your heart races, the urgency of your quest now entwined with the fate of those who dwell here. Breaking through the forest's edge, you find Elderglade transformed. Flames dance along the rooftops, casting flickering shadows against the night. The villagers scramble in a desperate attempt to douse the inferno, their voices a symphony of fear and determination. But amidst the chaos lurks a more sinister force, creatures born of shadow, their forms wreathed in darkness as they sow havoc. You draw your blade, the steel gleaming with the light of the orb and shard, and plunge into the fray. The creatures move with unnatural swiftness, striking out with claws and fangs, their presence a corruption that seeks to devour the light. You meet them head-on, the clash of wills reverberating through the village square. The battle is a blur of motion and sound, a torrent of fire and fury. You fight with a ferocity born of necessity, the villagers rallying around you with renewed hope. Alaric emerges from the throng, his face streaked with soot, eyes alight with defiance. Together, you carve a path through the darkness, the combined strength of shard and orb a bulwark against despair. Yet, as the last of the shadow creatures fall, you sense a deeper malevolence lurking, a presence that has orchestrated this assault. Your gaze is drawn to the village's heart, where the Elden Forest's great tree stands, its branches reaching skyward like a supplicant praying for salvation. There, beneath its ancient boughs, a figure cloaked in shadow awaits, a silhouette against the flames. This is the source of the darkness, the threat that seeks to claim the forest's power for its own. The figure turns, and you catch a glimpse of eyes like molten silver, glinting with a sinister intelligence. It raises a hand, and the flames recoil, an unnatural stillness descending upon the battlefield. You have come far, Seeker, the figure intones, its voice a silky caress wrapped around steel. But the balance you strive to restore is beyond your grasp. The power of the ancients is mine by right, and I shall not be denied. The air crackles with energy, a palpable tension that holds a promise of violence and ruin. You grip the orb and shard tighter, their glow defiant against the encroaching darkness. The figure before you stands as both an adversary and a reflection, a confrontation that transcends mere battle, a clash of ideologies and destinies. The fate of Elderglade, of the Elden Forest itself, hangs in the balance. This is the moment of reckoning, a crucible that will test your resolve and your understanding of the very powers you wield. A path ahead is fraught with peril, yet you step forward, driven by the hope that light can still prevail. The figure raises an arm, and the shadows writhe in anticipation, ready to descend upon you with all their fury. The final battle is at hand, its outcome uncertain, its stakes immeasurable. Prepare yourself, adventurer, for in this moment, under the watchful gaze of the ancient tree, your destiny will be forged. Heart The air around you vibrates with the tension of impending conflict. The Elden Forest itself holding its breath as you square off against the shadowed figure beneath the ancient tree. The flames outlining the village flicker and sway, casting long, twisted shadows that dance like specters summoned by malevolent will. The figure before you radiates power, a tangible darkness that seems to draw the very light from the air, twisting it into something cold and hostile. The eyes, molten silver and filled with ancient malice, lock onto yours. This is no mere creature of shadow. It is a remnant of ages past, a wraith seeking to reclaim what was lost. You feel the weight of the orb and shard, their unified glow a warm comfort in the face of such chilling intent. Their song is a whisper of hope in a chorus of despair, a reminder that the light has not yet succumbed. As the figure raises a hand, shadows congeal and surge, forming a wall of darkness that crashes towards you like a tidal wave. Instinctively, you raise the orb and shard, calling upon their combined might. Light erupts from your hands, a radiant beacon that collides with the encroaching shadows, holding them at bay in an explosive clash of opposing forces. The ground shakes beneath your feet, the air alive with the roar of magical energies. You press forward, each step a battle against the overwhelming tide of darkness. The light from the orb and shard carving a path through the gloom. Around you, the villagers rally once more, their courage bolstered by your defiance, their voices rising in a battle cry that reverberates through the night. The shadowed adversary watches, a sardonic smile playing across their features as they weave their hands in intricate patterns, summoning forth tendrils of darkness that coil and lash with deadly intent. You dodge and parry, your blade a blur of motion as you deflect their assault, the air crackling with each clash. Do you truly believe you can resist? The figure taunts, their voice a silken thread woven through the tumult. The powers you wield are but a fraction of what once was. This world and everything in it will fall to shadow, just as it did before. Their words ripple through you, but you refuse to falter. You know that the light you bear is more than a mere weapon. It is a legacy, a promise of renewal. You call upon the memories of the forest, the voices of those who once walked these lands, drawing strength from their resolve. As the battle rages, you sense a shift, a weakening in your foes' defenses as they overextend, driven by arrogance and hunger for power. This is your moment, the opening you have desperately sought. With a surge of determination, you channel the light through your blade, its edge blazing with ethereal fire as you strike. The arc of your swing cleaves through the darkness, sending a shock wave of light cascading outward. The figure reels, their form flickering as though caught in a maelstrom of unraveling shadows. For a heartbeat, you glimpse the truth. Beneath the veneer of malice, there is fear, a desperation born of loss. Enough, the figure roars, the shadows retracting like wounded beasts. But you sense their resolve waver, the balance tipping ever so slightly in your favor. The forest stirs, its ancient heart resonating with the power unleashed, a symphony of life and rebirth. In that critical moment, the choice is yours, to strike the final blow and banish the darkness, or to attempt a different path, a chance to reach through the veil of hatred and offer redemption, to forge a new balance that honors both light and shadow. The voice of the forest whispers through the leaves, urging you to decide. The figure before you stands at the brink, the shadows quivering with anticipation. The air is tense with possibility, the outcome balanced upon the edge of a blade. Choose and let the fate of Elden Forest unfold. Part with the shadows and turmoil, and the forest hanging in the balance, you breathe deeply, feeling the weight of countless choices resting upon your shoulders. The figure before you, though steeped in darkness, is not beyond the reach of light. A flicker of empathy stirs within you, a recognition of the soul trapped beneath layers of vengeance and sorrow. The orb and shard vibrate with warmth at your side, their light a beacon not just for battle, but for healing. Unity, a reminder that redemption is possible, even in the deepest shadows. You lower your blade, allowing the light to flow from you in waves, washing over the clearing like a gentle tide. The shadow figure hesitates, the tendrils of darkness recoiling as if from a cleansing fire. You step forward, your voice carrying across the space between you, imbued with the power of the ancient forest. "There is another way," you call, the words resonating with sincerity and strength. "You don't have to be a slave to the shadows. Together, we can restore what was lost." The figure falters, the molten silver of their eyes dimming with uncertainty. For a moment, time stretches into eternity, the world holding its breath to see if the offer will be accepted. Around you, the forest listens, its ancient heart pulsing with hope. Then slowly, the figure lowers their hand, the swirling shadows receding like the tide. "You speak as if you understand," they murmur, their voice carrying a weight of ages. "Do you truly believe the light can heal these scars?" "I do," you reply, conviction lending your words the strength of 1,000 voices. "This forest, this world, they are made of both light and shadow. Balance is not destruction, but harmony." The figure's form shifts, the shadows coalescing into something more solid, more human. The molten silver of their eyes softens, revealing depths of pain, tempered by a flicker of hope. "Perhaps I have been alone for too long," they admit, their voice a whisper of regret. In that moment, the forest seems to exhale, a sigh of relief as the looming threat dissipates, the tension easing into a gentle harmony. The light from the orb and shard swells, enveloping you both in a cocoon of radiance that bridges the divide between what was and what can be. The shadows retreat, leaving behind a figure no longer consumed by darkness, a guardian of the forest reborn, their essence woven into the tapestry of light and shadow. You stand together in the clearing, the villagers watching from the periphery, their expressions a mixture of awe and respect. With the threat dissolved, the forest shifts once more, revealing a hidden path that winds into the depths, a place known only to those who have walked the boundary between realms. The Twilight Grove, a sanctuary for both light and shadow, now awaits. You turn to the newly redeemed guardian, their eyes meeting yours with gratitude and understanding. "Will you walk with me?" you ask, extending a hand that speaks of friendship and shared purpose. The guardian nods, acceptance and resolve mingling in their gaze. Together, they agree, their voice steady and clear. "Let us restore the balance." The path ahead is uncertain, but no longer alone, you step forward into the Twilight Grove, where the light of the orb and shard mingles with the shadows, forging a new dawn in the heart of Elden Forest. As you make your way deeper into the grove, the air is filled with the song of renewal, the whispers of the ancient woods, speaking of a future where harmony is not a distant dream, but a living, breathing reality. You are no longer a mere seeker. You have become a part of the forest's legacy, a guardian not just of balance, but of hope. The sun breaks through the canopy, its golden rays casting a warm glow over the grove. The promise of new beginnings. The journey has been long, but your steps are sure, your heart at peace as you walk the path forged by light and shadow united. In the heart of the Twilight Grove, you find not just restoration, but the promise of a world reborn. A world where the echoes of ancient whispers guide you toward a brighter, more unified horizon.